Okay, this time last year, who would have thought a male stripper movie about Channing Tatum would have turned out to be good? In Magic Mike, Steven Soderbergh essentially does what he did for Gina Carano earlier this year, and that is build a pretty good movie around a town of its star. Magic Mike is about a group of male strippers led by Matthew McConaughey, and Magic Mike is played by Channing Tatum, who is Matthew McConaughey's go-to guy. He leads the pack, he steals the show, he's pretty much the man, but Mike doesn't really want to strip forever. He's really just doing this until he has enough money to start his own handmade furniture business. And while he's trying to move out of that life, he ends up taking Alex Pettyfer under his wing because he knows he could definitely use the money. And when you say it's a movie about male strippers, right off the back you're alienating the male demographic, and with the way they're advertising this, Warner Brothers isn't trying to change anyone's mind by basically playing pop songs and showing this. And they're kind of misleading people with that. There's plenty of this in the movie, and it gets really raunchy at times, but there's also a lot of character development. Not necessarily a story, but just development, since it's more of a character study that takes place over the course of 3 months. I heard someone refer to it as like a slice of life kind of way, which is, I think, is a pretty good way to word it. So whenever this wasn't happening, I was actually pretty into the movie. I mean, whenever there was like a butt blatantly in my face, I turned away, but I actually did get into some of the more creative dance sequences, but I was more in it for the story. And with Channing Tatum's Last Dance, like, I'm not even sure how that spinning was physically possible. And when advertising this, they really did downplay the fact that Steven Soderbergh directed this movie, since not everyone's a fan of his style and pacing. You have those still shots and pretty good angles, and the film's like really yellow, and he gets really creative with some of the party scenes, and I loved a lot of his transitions, but there's also that pacing issue that some people aren't going to like. For example, Contagion's pacing in the second half kind of ruined the movie for me, but in here I didn't really mind it as much. I was really into the movie. I never checked my watch, but at the same time I could feel that he was taking his time and I was sitting in that seat for a while. So I know some people might be turned off by that, but in my opinion, with this movie, you're going to get a little of this, some good acting all around for the most part. I know Cody Horn, the love interest, got some flack for her permanent frown, but I think her face is just like that, and she really can't help it, but I still think she gave a good performance. And it's still a stylish, well-directed movie. And I think that Magic Mike is totally worth seeing in theaters at any price. 2012 is definitely Channing Tatum's year. Now I'm going to show you some different opinions, because there was no way I was going to walk in that theater full of horny middle-aged women alone.
Well, the movie was alright. It had a pretty weird pacing, and the story didn't seem all there at the end. They didn't go too much into what I thought the main plot was going to be.
Trailers are misleading like that.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know, it seemed like it ended too abruptly. It didn't
Fair
really
enough.
go anywhere with. I felt they could have went further with their little concept in the movie. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it was okay.
Alright, thank you.
Worth $5.
I thought the movie was okay. I didn't really like it that much. It was slow. The only good parts were the naked men grinding themselves upon other women. That was pretty fun to watch. But other than that, it was slow, and I didn't really like it that much. I would Netflix it or Redbox, but that's it.
Fair enough. And if you like this review and you want to see more, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it.